Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Really exciting day today. I've just received a triple parcel from the VDC, so I have a triple box opening for you coming up. The first one is a basic Ellowyne Wilde. She is chasing rainbows. I'm pretty excited to have her because she's one of my first wigged Ellowynes. The second one is going to be Neema, Life's a Beach. She is obviously the friend who has been introduced to Ellowyne Wilde by the VDC. And the last one, again, excited to get Romantic Possibilities because she sold out in about 30, I was going to exaggerate, say 30 seconds, but about 30 minutes when she was put up for sale by the VDC. I was lucky enough to get hold of her, and so I'm pretty excited to open her as she's going to be a really sought after doll. I'll open them up in the reverse order of how exciting I think they'll be. So the first one is Chasing Rainbows. I'm actually surprised that she didn't sell out more quickly than she did. She lasted, well, I think she lasted a whole day, whereas the other two that I have sold out. The first one within a few minutes and the second one within maybe an hour. Chasing Rainbows lasted about a day, and I think maybe that's because of the colour of her hair, which was a little bit controversial. I absolutely love, outrageous hair colors. So it was one of the things that drew me to her. I like that toner boxes are so easy to open. It's really quick to get the doll out and to expose her and have a look at her. So we can already see this Ellowyne's hair. We can see her sparkly little dress. She is a basic doll, so the dress is pretty simple. But I think that it's quite, quite stylish, quite significant for a basic outfit, so I think that's nice. She's a wigged doll. That's perhaps the reason why I wasn't quite sure about her straight away, because I'm not as fond normally of dolls with wigs. The hair just doesn't sit quite perfectly with a wig, unlike it does with rooted hair. But at the same time, they're very versatile, and that's a fantastic thing about her, about that sort of doll. So she's already out. It only took me about 1 or 2 minutes, and you can see Ellowyne's face and her hair and her dress. She doesn't come with any other accessories except some really light panties that are under there. They're pretty see-through, and some basic shoes. I think all the basic Ellowynes come with very similar shoes. These ones, I like the fabric that they're made from because it does match her dress really well, but the style is still that very basic style. Just going to put them on her. I find the buckles are a little bit difficult to do. So undoing these ones are actually quite easy to undo. Hopefully they'll be as easy to do up, though I'm really not holding my breath on that because these tiny little buckles are quite tricky. So her foot just slides in, and then I'm going to try to do up that buckle and see how easy it is. I know that some of my collector friends do find these tiny buckles the bane of their life. It's a lovely feature that, these higher end fashion dolls have, that their clothing is pretty realistic, but it doesn't necessarily make it easy for people who have a bit of trouble with doing really neat, dexterous work. It's already taken me nearly as long to do up her buckle as it did to open her up and get her out of her box, and it still isn't quite done up. I've got it nearly in and finally done. I might pause the video while I do the second one. So both shoes are done up. The second one actually was a little bit quicker, perhaps because I'd already done one, but still a little bit fiddly if that's something that you have trouble with. But you can see her all complete now, and her beautiful wig. It is perhaps not quite as bright as I was hoping. I know some people on the forum were a bit worried it was going to be too bright, but I actually, like I say, I love bright hair, and I was hoping that it would be even brighter red than that. I do like it, although the kink which is there that I think is from storage, I might have to find a way to get rid of that. So maybe with hot water or heat of some sort, I'll try to straighten it fully, because I think it'll look really nice if it was fully straight. Her dress, very simple, but with that sequin fabric that's been chosen, it is really nice. I think she's quite cute to display as she is, and obviously the idea with a doll like this is that she's really versatile. You can change her as much as you want. One feature I did want to mention on all of these dolls, I'm not sure if I can get that fully in focus, is that she does have eyebrows, which a lot of the previous Ellowynes from the VDC did not have eyelashes. Sorry, eyelashes. I said eyebrows. They didn't have eyelashes. And that was one of the reasons I did order her in the end, because I already have a basic Ellowyne, but she doesn't have eyelashes. The only Ellowynes with eyelashes before were the ones with glass eyes. And I know a lot of people love the glass eyes, but I'm actually not as big a fan on the glass-eyed Ellowyne. So this is a nice painted eye Ellowyne with eyelashes. Now, the last thing to come out of the box is her doll stand. One of the things that I really like about the new Ellowynes is that they have these telescoping stands that slide in and out. That's really useful so that she can wear different types of shoes. You might get ones with really high platforms, or you might want her to be without shoes at all. So she can do that. It is really hard to get the stand pole into the plug there. I have heard suggestion before that if you steam these for a few minutes and then push the pole into the base, it will be a lot easier to do and it will hold a lot more firmly. I'm going to try it with a hairdryer today. I haven't heard anyone do that, but I'm hoping that heat will work and that will be a simpler and quicker method to do. So I'm just going to heat that directly with a hairdryer for about 1 minute, and then I'll see if the pole will. So I have heated that. I've pushed the pole into the little plug, which is a rubber plug down the bottom. I'm just going to leave that for a few minutes now so that it goes cool, and then I'll see if it's worked. And as we're doing that, I will open up the next doll, which is Neema, Life's a Beach. She's number 3 from the Neema Life's a Beach series. This is the one that has red, like a red wig, which I think is beautiful. The previous Neemas had, really black and dark brown hair, and again I like that more slightly outrageous colour, so that's why I chose this one. There she is again. I guess seeing it in light, the wig is perhaps a little bit paler than I had hoped. I'm always going to say that because I like those really strong and bright colours. But she looks pretty, just straight in the box. And again, all I need to do is pull the ribbon ties, and she's going to come straight out in about 1 minute. I can see her shoes loose in the box. I think they were meant to be in this little plastic packet down here, but they've obviously come loose during the transport, which is fine. But I guess it makes me think about environmentally, maybe they don't even need to have those little plastic packets if they're not actually doing any function, and plastic's bad for the environment. Maybe that's something that we could lose. Okay, she comes straight out. Take off her hair net, and there she is. Again, she's got a bit of a kink from the tie being tied into the box, but not too bad. And I don't think that her hair is something I can straighten, because if I do anything to it, I'm going to lose those kinks, which are really cool. Again, that was another reason why I liked this doll, was that very trendy, kinky hairstyle that she's got, because I think that's just gorgeous. I can see a few sort of little marks on her chest and her arms. That's completely normal when a doll comes out of a factory, so I don't have any concerns about that, and you shouldn't if you get one of these dolls either. Obviously the same is not true if there are any issues with the paint or the hair, but her face paint looks fantastic. She's got another really nice little outfit. She's also a basic, so it's really simple, but I actually think it's really cute. It's light pink, so each of the Life's a Beach Neemas have come with the same clothing, but the colour has been different. So this one's light pink. I think the other option from this sale was light blue, and maybe the first one was white, so they've all been pretty similar. It's nice. I'll probably be changing that. I think Chasing Rainbows, I really like her little dress, but this Neema, although I do like her onesie, it's simple. I might change that for display. Now I'm just going to pause while I put her shoes on, because they are, I'll show them before I do. They are exactly the same as the ones that Ellowyne put on. They're just plain white. So again, nothing particularly fancy, but you know, the same. So there's Neema and Ellowyne side by side, all dressed. Again, it took me quite a while to get those fiddly little buckles done up. So I guess one little gripe I would have with these dolls is that, considering they have really basic shoes, maybe we could get some shoes that don't have fiddly little buckles. Even if they just had 2 or 3 straps over the toes, they wouldn't be quite as stable, but it would be so much easier to get on. In Neema's box, I also found her little poem card. Now, I didn't find one of these in the Chasing Rainbows box, and I know that Ellowyne's pretty much always, I think always come with one, so I might check with Rachel, see if that got forgotten. And I would just tell you, any buyers, that if you get one without a card, maybe that's worth just checking. These are quite cute, and I think collectors enjoy to have them. Each Ellowyne release since the very first one, I believe, have come with one of these, a unique poem, and this stylized drawing of the doll. Now I can check the stand. It feels very stable. So the next thing I'm going to do is Neema's stand. I'm going to do the same thing. So Chasing Rainbows is on her stand. Neema's stand is just queuing a bit there, and so I will open Romantic Possibilities. She was by far the most popular doll at this sale. She sold out in less than half an hour, I think. There was a lot of interest in her beforehand, so I thought if I had any interest in getting her, I should probably snap her up right away, since I happened to be there on the dot. And I did get her, and here she is. I think one of the reasons why she was popular was because she has quite a different face style from others. Obviously it's the same sculpt, but she has this sheen to her colouring, so like a gloss finish, whereas most of the Ellowyne Wilde dolls have a very matte finish, and I can see that right away. I did think in the pictures that she might actually have tan skin, like a slightly different and darker tone, which I can see now seeing her that she doesn't. So if anybody else, had that question, no, she looks to be pale skinned, but just that shine on her face is giving her a slightly different look. She's nearly out now, and I can see her long flowy dress coming free. There's her story card, so hers is not missing, it is in here. So she's got her little poem, and you can see that diagram of her. Now if we come up close, we can hopefully see that very pearl sheen on her face. I don't know yet whether I'm a fan of that or not, but I do think it's interesting because it's different. Interesting and good, and not always the same thing, but I guess we will see with time. Her dress is a really nice fabric. It's really lightweight, kind of chiffon, but nicely finished. I guess when I first saw the pictures of this doll, I was really hoping that the dress would be full length, which obviously I knew by the time I bought her that it wasn't. I would prefer that. That's just me, I guess. I prefer full length dresses. What I do like is these, I'm not sure what to call them, rosettes maybe. These rosettes on her shoulders and the ribbons. I think that's a really beautiful feature. I also love her hair. It's very similar to the Life's a Beach wig. It's got that crimp look, and unlike the other two dolls, I don't really see any bend here from where she has been restricted in the box, which is a nice thing. Like both the other dolls, she does have those eyelashes, attached eyelashes, which I think I am a pretty big fan of. I think that's really, really cool feature. She has a few other accessories in her box. The other two are basic dolls, but Romantic Possibilities is not. She's a fully dressed doll, so she's got slightly more intricate shoes. To be honest, they're still pretty simple, and actually I'd probably prefer these ones on the basic dolls, and I'm not sure they're any more complex. They've just got a ribbon tie and 2 straps on the toe instead of 1. The only other thing she has is jewelry. It just looks like a necklace, so I think a double layer necklace there. Both of those are attached in their packets. They have not fallen out, so let's get out this necklace. Yes, oh no, so it's just a single string of beads, but it's quite long, so I guess you could double it over if you wanted to, but I will just attach it as it is meant to be, or as it looks like it's meant to be, so a single string around her neck. I'm also going to pop her shoes on. So all 3 dolls are now out, fully dressed and on their stands. Now that I see them all like this, I probably have to say that Neema is my favourite of the 3. Obviously she was the one I opened second, not last. I just really like her colour. And although Romantic Possibilities is a very beautiful doll, I feel I would pick a different dress. Like, I love the fabric, it's fantastic. I love many features about it, but I don't love its overall style. I wish it fell to the floor. Maybe I'll try her with a petticoat underneath, get something that goes to the floor. Even if it was at the back to the floor, so like that high-low sort of look, I think I would prefer it. But as it is, it's just not quite what I would pick. I do really like the simple sequin outfit that Chasing Rainbows has. That's perhaps my favorite of the clothing. A little gripe is probably the shoes. Even the technically more expensive outfit shoes were really hard to get on, fiddly, and actually very simple when they're on. It's great that they're fabric and nicely made and representative of real shoes, but I don't love them. Neema didn't go on very well onto her stand, so I'm not sure if maybe there's a way of rethinking this saddle design to go on the short style outfit, because she's not very well planted on it. But other than that, I think they're all pretty fabulous. I'm going to also try them with some different wigs, the 2 dolls that are wigged, to just get a look of their different possibilities. girls have obviously had a bit of fun putting on each other's wigs. I quite like this one on Chasing Rainbows. She really looks quite a lot like Romantic Possibilities now. She's got the brunette hair while Romantic Possibilities has the blonde hair. I'm not sure which wig I like best on them. Maybe you can comment and let me know which of the wig choices each doll has worn they do like best. Now, just a bit of a wrap up of the good and bad things about these dolls. See if you might want to get yourself one. They really do have a high quality feel. The jointing is fantastic. They have solid, sort of premium feel to their vinyl, not like a play doll. You can feel that they are, more than that they are for an adult collector. The hair, the faces, the eyelashes, all fantastic. I really don't have any complaints about those things. The clothing, I do think, is a bit simple. Obviously, these two are meant to be basic dolls, and so it is meant to be simple, but it is, and I feel like you need to redress them. The shoes, they don't really do anything except cover the feet, they don't really add anything. These ones I do like with the dots on them. I think they're pretty, nice touch, but again, they're hard to get on and they're pretty simple in style. What disappointed me a bit more, I guess, was the Romantic Possibilities outfit, because it looks fabulous, but it's still actually quite simple. She comes with very few extras. It would have been nice to get a bracelet, or some earrings. Actually, it only just occurred to me that none of these dolls came with earrings, and that's surprising, especially for this doll, because she is, as I said, more premium. She is more expensive. I thought her shoes were going to be better than they are. Again, I feel like they just cover her feet. They don't do much else. So the clothing, although they're all beautiful, it's just not quite, that not the premium feel that the dolls are. Everything else I think is pretty good. Like I say, they pose well, they stand well. Getting those stands in to the bases has made them really solid and stable. I don't have any concerns that the dolls are going to fall off. And I do also quite like the packaging that the Ellowynes come in. They've got a classy looking box and they've got that cute story card. So, I don't know, did you get one of these dolls? And maybe let me know if you have a favourite from the VDC Ellowyne collection. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet.